Before we get started, I'd just also like to pay my deep love and respect and do my own acknowledgement of country. I'm really thankful to Ash, the Townsville mob, this morning for giving that really beautiful welcome. But I'm not from this country, I'm from Wiradjuri country, so I need to extend my love and respect to the country that holds and protects us at the moment. And also, this is Aboriginal land, so I need to acknowledge the blackfellas in the room. I need to acknowledge the staunch Aboriginal women who are in front of me. It's a real privilege to be here. Thank you, Anna, for bringing us all together. And I particularly want to acknowledge the staunch Ani B over here, who lives on the most beautiful country, Gumbaynggirr country, ocean country. And it's such a pleasure to have you here as our anchor. So my name is Jessika Spencer, and I'm a very proud Wiradjuri woman. Wiradjuri country is the second largest mob across Australia, and I'm from a very, very small town called Narrandera. The blackfellas were pushed off to an area called the Sandhills, and we still live there now. And that's actually where I learnt how to weave. So I've been weaving for a very long time. Since I was a young girl, my beautiful grandmother raised me. And she's the cheekiest blackfella you'll ever meet. She's 93 and she's still, she has me rolling. And she taught me how to weave, so I'd love to acknowledge my grandmother, Beryl Simpson. Yeah, hey Nan. Yeah. So my background is in weaving and in fibre art. So this piece is a pretty good example of something that I do. So I like to focus on weaving practices from Southeast mob. So think of Australia as a whole. We kind of categorise ourselves, and for mobs near me, we kind of say that we're Southeast mob, and that's actually where weaving comes from. There's this known practice called coiling, and colonisation really did a lot of damage to a lot of our practices, but in particular our women's practices, weaving, and they not only took our weaving practices, but they then rebranded it with different words. So I'd like to acknowledge that what I've done here in this art piece, and what I do as a whole, it comes from the Aboriginal women in Southeast. So I'd love to extend my love and respect there. Sorry, I've got a few notes on my phone, so I'm not up here texting, I'm here looking at my notes. So traditionally what Southeast mob used to weave, it's any of our long, beautiful water reeds. So think of anything long, green and strappy that grows beside our waterways. Oh, you mob do too? Yeah. That's what we use to weave with. So traditionally we utilise that. But contemporary items, we also use things like raffia. And I'm pretty sure that grows on your guys' country, PNG area. Big palms. And we use those to weave with. And so this piece here, this is a piece I did, and I have a big love for cartography. So cartography is the art of looking at maps. And so I don't live on country in Narrandera, I'm based in Canberra. So I love to look at our maps to help ground me when I'm away from home and help me feel safe and connected to the ancestors. And so this is actually a map of Narrandera, believe it or not, and it's how I view it and how I see our sacred sites, our boundary markers, our ring trees, our scar trees, our waterways, and then I wove it. So I love to use natural practices and natural ways of dyeing. We call it eco-dyeing. So it's a way of changing colours without making us sick, without those colours seeping into our bloodstream, into our animals, into waterways and making us real crook. So it's a way of dyeing with things like ochre and fallen bark and leaves and things like that. And so that's actually how I got all those colours there. And so this is a big piece. I know it looks big up there, but it's genuine. It's like the size of me. Like it's a big mama. It's a big piece. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I've been doing pretty much my whole life. And I do this really as a form of empowerment and as a form of healing. It helps ground me to country, particularly as someone who experiences, I don't know how to word it articulately, just strong bursts of anxiety and strong emotions. It's a way to channel things and feel, I honestly feel like it's the ancestors holding me in space and helping me take up space through my art. So I think it's, yeah, a lot of ancestral knowledge there and behind that cultural practice. So I think the last thing I'll land on is just the focus on adornment. So I think similar to a lot of the Indigenous people in the room here, we like to utilise things from country to add to our woven pieces, whether that's shell, whether that's things like seed pods. For Wiradjuri mob, feathers are very, very important to us. They're closely connected to women's business. So things like emu feathers, where I'm from, we had a massive amount of emus. And after assimilation, after colonisation, a lot of our emus, you'd be lucky to find them out where I'm from now. And so it feels very sacred to utilise those feathers and to weave them into my dilly bags and my wall hangings and my baskets and things. So I guess to any other artists who might be thinking about starting their journey, I really encourage you to connect with your own, not only culture, but to take, not inspiration, I guess to take guidance from others on how to really pour yourself into your art piece and pour out what you need to share into that art space, to really take up space through your art. So I formed my own small business, and it's focused purely on fibre art and weaving, particularly on Aboriginal practices from Southeast Mob. And so I've decided to call it Nuru. Nuru actually means river reeds in Wiradjuri language, and that's those reeds I said that I was taught to weave with by my nan. Actually, I don't know if I did share that. Sorry, I'm just up here yarning with you, mob. I don't know what I have and haven't said. But yeah, so it's called Nuru. So I'm on Instagram. I think my email's up there through the QR code. But yeah, it'd be lovely to connect with any other Indigenous people and our allies. I think I'll leave it with that, but just wanted to share my love and respect to all the mob here. Okay, thank you.